Thank you all. Whoa. Thank you, thank you. What a treat to be back. Before we kick things off this afternoon, I want to mention a little public service announcement here that yesterday we declared a state of emergency which will take place later today at 5 o'clock. We made this call based on the severe weather that is likely headed our way, which will require a tremendous degree of coordination on the part of our Office of Emergency Management, and as always, we thank them for their heroic work. Pat, thank you. We are particularly concerned about the potential impact this storm may have on the areas surrounding the Passaic and Raritan rivers, as there may be moderate or even major flooding. Across the state, we're expecting anywhere from 1 to 4 inches of rain, and we're expecting the most significant rainfall to occur between early evening tonight and about 2 a.m. tomorrow morning. We also expect very high winds with the potential to cause power outages tonight through tomorrow. Our line workers, forestry crews, and hazard workers are monitoring the situation literally minute by minute, and the Board of Public Utilities are taking every step they can to ensure our electric power providers are ready for whatever may come our way, and we thank them all for their heroic work as well. To everybody watching out there, let me say tonight is a good night to stay home. Please avoid driving if at all possible, and if you have to drive, go slow, use caution, and plan for extra travel time. If you're experiencing an outage, please report it immediately, and if you come across any downed wires, stay away and call it in. The State Emergency Operations Center is activated at level 2, and we will keep you updated as we learn the latest in coordination with the National Weather Service, FEMA Region 2, county partners, and stakeholders. You could keep track of updates on ready.nj.gov or through the state's official social media channels, including @GovMurphy on the platform formerly known as Twitter. On that note, let's get this thing going. Lieutenant Governor Way, Senate President Scutari. Nick, congratulations on being re-elected to another term, Mr. President. Assembly Speaker Craig Coughlin. Who is now officially the longest-serving speaker in the history of the state of New Jersey. Minority Leaders Bucco and DeMaio. Majority Leaders Ruiz and Greenwald. Members of the 221st Legislature, with special thanks to the Rockin' Bipartisan Escort Committee that walked me into this chamber. Chief Justice Rabner, Associate Justices Patterson, Solomon, Pierre-Louis, Wayner Apter, Fasciali, and Noriega. Members of the Cabinet, senior staff, former governors McGreevey, Cody, and Corzine. And let me say to Governor Cody and his First Lady, Mary Jo Cody, who's with him, congratulations on claiming your title as the longest-serving lawmaker in New Jersey's history. You don't get that every day. Former Lieutenant Governor Kim Guadagno is with us. Thank you, Kim, for being here. The First Lady of the great state of New Jersey, Tammy Murphy's in the house. And 3 of our 4 children, Josh, Charlie, and Sam Murphy. Distinguished faith leaders, veterans, our brothers and sisters in organized labor, special guests, yeah. Special guests, friends, and my fellow New Jerseyans. As we begin our 7th year of partnership, New Jersey stands tall, resilient, and brimming with ambition. Together, we have lived up to our promise to build a state that is not just stronger or fairer. We are building a state that is stronger and fairer. Since the day I first put my hand on the Bible, we have been driven by one idea, and that idea is big, inclusive, and unmatched. An idea that we are working toward every single day to make New Jersey the best place anywhere to raise a family. A state with greater affordability, lower taxes for working families, and the best possible quality of life. A state where new industries are blooming and small businesses are booming. A state with safer communities and the best schools in the entire country. And a state in which our fundamental rights, from voting rights to reproductive rights and every right in between, are secure without question. Now, we all know that these are not simple times, as many of our neighbors tell us. This is an era of unease and uncertainty. We live in a world rocked by two full-on wars, a surge in hate crimes, inflation, high interest rates, the aftermath of a pandemic, and the tail end of supply chain disruptions. And in the face of these challenges, building a stronger, fairer, more resilient, and more inclusive New Jersey has never been more necessary. So here is our task today, to meet these hard times by working even harder, to make life more affordable for more families, and to live up to our New Jersey values every step of the way by working together. Now, before I go any further, I want to acknowledge two of our brilliant, beloved colleagues who are sadly not with us today. The former president of the Board of Public Utilities, Joe Fiordaliso, and my former partner in government, Lieutenant Governor Sheila Y. Oliver. They were both giants, and I miss them every second of every day. Both Joe's wife, Marilyn, and Sheila's brother, Charles Sr., are with us today, and I want to thank them both deeply for joining us. Hey, Chuck. This is the first time I've addressed this chamber without Sheila by my side, by all of our sides, in fact. This place is not the same without her, and not just because she stole the show with her style and poise, but because she brought out the best of us. She was the best of us. And in Sheila's honor, as well as Joe's, I ask that we observe a moment of silence. Thank you. As we strive to live up to their legacies today, as I look around this room, I am filled with hope as we welcome many new faces who just moments ago took their oaths of office. To each of you, let me say congratulations. And especially to those legislators who some predicted would not be sitting here today. I guess being in a picture with me wasn't so bad after all. Just wanted to get that off my chest. In all seriousness, I want to mention two new colleagues in particular. The pride of Monmouth County, Assemblywoman Luann Peter-Paul, who is now the first out female member of the LGBT community ever to serve in our legislature. And Essex County's very own Assemblyman Al Barlas, the first ever South Asian Republican to join our ranks. Congratulations, Al. Let's give him a big Jersey welcome. Their historic presence in this building speaks to the fact that we are bound by something far, far bigger than politics. Because no matter our disagreements or political views, we are members of the same New Jersey family, and we are all incredibly proud to be Americans. And as leaders, we owe it to our children to hand them a state that can overcome any challenge and seize any opportunity. So as we begin a new legislative session, let us unite together to continue addressing the biggest challenge facing our families, the fact that for too many, the cost of living is too high. But we can turn things around for our families. I know that because we have done it before. In the face of strong headwinds, we unleashed historic economic progress for New Jersey. Since the last administration, we have more than doubled the growth rate of our state's economy. And at the same time, we've created nearly 200,000 jobs. Jobs that pay well, jobs that support a family. Jobs that give people the confidence that they can make their future right here in the Garden State. And that is how we make New Jersey the best place anywhere in America to raise a family. And as we look ahead, our job is to make sure that every family benefits from our economic momentum. That is why, since the start of our administration, we've enacted 20 separate new tax cuts for middle-class families and seniors. We created the most ambitious property tax relief program in our state's history, the Anchor program. For the second year in a row, that program has put nearly $2 billion back into the pockets of more than 1.5 million seniors and middle-class families. What's that mean for each household? That means up to $1,750 of direct relief. And that means more money in the pockets of people and veterans like Eddie Freeman, who is with us today. Eddie? Eddie is a former sergeant in the U.S. Army who owns his home in Marlton, a home that will be easier for him to remain in thanks to the Anchor program. Eddie, God bless you and thank you for your service to our nation. But we are not stopping there. In partnership, especially with Speaker Craig Coughlin, we're going to provide even more relief with programs like Stay NJ, so more grandparents can stay close to their kids and their grandkids. Additionally, with the help of the Speaker, Senate President Scutari, and all of our legislative partners, with the start of 2024, we have hit another milestone in our mission to uplift working families. As of this month, New Jersey's minimum wage has officially reached over $15 an hour. Yeah. That is a promise kept, and it will adjust for inflation. So even when costs rise, working people will not fall behind. In fact, by the time I leave office, which, by the way, isn't for another couple of years, our minimum wage could be nearly double what it was when I was elected to this office in the year 2017. But we need to keep moving forward, because making life more affordable for more families is our highest priority. We need to recognize that financial security is a challenge in every facet of life. When working parents walk through the grocery store or shop for school supplies, it certainly doesn't feel like things are working in their favor. People are worried on a very fundamental level about their financial stability. When I talk to families across our state, they tell me it's harder to make ends meet, harder to cover the costs of everyday necessities. And they live with the fear that they are one bad diagnosis or one missed paycheck away from financial ruin, or that they'll never be able to own a home or send their kids to college. I hear these voices, and I understand these fears, because long before I was governor, I was a kid in a family that was middle class on a good day. And those childhood struggles inform who I am today. And that is why I fight the fights that I do. Because I have your back, I always have, and I always will. And I will always fight to make sure every family has a fair shot in New Jersey. Now, I know I am called an optimist, among other names. Just making sure you're paying attention out there. Well, I am an optimist, because all those years ago when my family was struggling, our government was there for us to provide a stepping stone so my siblings and I could climb the ladder of opportunity. For us, a little help meant a fair shot at the American dream. Today, I believe we can, and indeed we must, put the American dream back in reach for anyone willing to work for it. That we can provide every family the same opportunities that my family had. And that is exactly what we will do, by addressing the drivers of high costs, starting with health care. In the wealthiest nation in the world, nobody should have to worry about being able to afford critical health care services or a life-saving medical procedure. But sadly, that is the reality for too many. Right now in New Jersey, more than 1 in 10 of our neighbors has medical debt in collections. That number is even higher in communities of color. And we know that when someone is saddled with medical debt, they are less likely to seek medical care because they worry about being harassed by predatory debt collectors who will garnish their wages or even seize their property. So if they see warning signs about their health, they may avoid seeking help, and lives are needlessly put at risk. That is dangerous, and it is wrong. So we're taking action. In last year's budget, we invested $10 million into an innovative medical debt relief program. For every dollar invested, we can retire up to $100 or even more, I was told today, of debt for literally tens of thousands of people. With us today is Andrew Gregory. God bless you, Andrew. He is the husband of Casey McIntyre, a Tenafly native who tragically passed away from ovarian cancer just 2 months ago. But before Casey's passing, she and Andrew did something incredibly heroic. They agreed that Casey's last message to the world would be launching a fundraising campaign to pay off the medical debts of families struggling to get by. Andrew, presumably you all had never met before. In a matter of days, they raised nearly $220,000. Andrew told me, well, wait a minute. Andrew told me a short while ago that number is now up to $1.1 million. Andrew, God bless you. Again, in a matter of days, $220,000. As we sit here today, $1.1 million. And we thank you, Andrew, and we pray for your blessed wife's memory. Your efforts are a lesson in empathy, and it is a lesson those of us in power must take to heart. So let us work together to ensure our neighbors don't have to start a GoFundMe campaign just to afford potentially life-saving health care. Pulling people out from under crushing medical debt is vital, but so is protecting them from falling down that hole in the first place. In that spirit today, and with great respect, I'm calling on our legislature to enact a new package that will help families avoid being caught in a medical debt trap and at the same time require every single medical bill to be clear and transparent. And I'm asking for the first part of this package to be named in honor of a brilliant public servant who was taken from us far too soon, the Louisa Carmen Medical Debt Relief Act. Louisa was a member of our Office of Healthcare, Affordability, and Transparency, and a major force behind this legislative package. Tragically, we lost her in a car accident on New Year's Day. She was only 25 years old. She was talented, incredibly thoughtful, and dedicated her every day as a member of our team to making our healthcare system more accessible and more affordable for more people. So with this legislative package, we can carry her mission forward and at the same time help thousands of our neighbors avoid falling into medical debt. And I want to call a quick timeout and say her mom, dad, brother, and partner are watching on closed circuit, or I guess a streaming service from their hometown of Chicago. God bless you all, and Louisa's memory is in our prayers forever. God bless us. And as we strive to help our families feel more financially secure when it comes to their medical bills, we're also making them feel more secure in their homes. Under our administration, New Jersey has emerged as a national leader in expanding affordable housing. However, today we have a new challenge on our hands. New Jersey is popular. People see our quality of life, our best in the nation public schools, our top ranking in public safety, and they say, sign me up. In fact, between 2021 and 22, tens of thousands of New Yorkers made the move across the Hudson and set roots in New Jersey. It was the third largest movement from one state to another in the entire country. Now, of course, we welcome our new neighbors with open arms. But if our population grows while our housing stock remains steady, home ownership will be a luxury reserved only for those at the top. And that is untenable. We need to put the dream of home ownership and affordable housing back into reach for working New Jerseyans. New Jerseyans like Christina Tony, who is with us here today. When Christina's son, Christopher, who I've met, by the way, suffered a medical crisis and was forced to move back home, they were able to keep a roof over their heads thanks to a recently built supportive housing project in Paterson. Well, today, to help many more New Jerseyans like the Tony family, we are committing to eliminating our state's shortage of hundreds of thousands of affordable housing units. Christina, could you stand up and take a bow for us? Great to have you. Paterson is in the house, and we will aim to build new housing options where they're needed most, not just anywhere, in locations that are close to jobs, transit hubs, and Main Street businesses. And to help accomplish this goal, I look forward to signing legislation led by these two gentlemen, the Senate President and Speaker, as well as by Senator Troy Singleton and Assemblywoman Yvonne Lopez, to make it a whole lot easier to build more affordable housing efficiently and equitably. Our shared vision is simple: ensuring that everyone raising a family in New Jersey has a safe, affordable place to call home. And in the spirit of lifting the financial burdens weighing on our families, let us redouble our commitment to bringing universal pre-K to all of New Jersey. To ensure that every family, regardless of their economic status, can afford to send their child to a safe, enriching environment during the day. So far, collectively, we have helped more than 14,000 of our state's children enroll in a pre-K program, and we're just getting started. Because making New Jersey the best place to raise a family means ensuring every child has the support they need to reach their full potential, and every parent has the freedom to go to work, go to school, or take care of other family members. Once again, this is how you build a state that is stronger and fairer and more affordable, by preventing families from falling into a financial hole because they had a medical procedure, or by enrolling their kids in a pre-K program free of charge, or by helping our neighbors, particularly in communities of color and young families, generate long-term wealth, and by cutting taxes and raising wages and putting more money back into people's pockets. Each one of these instills confidence that you can not only live comfortably in New Jersey, but that you could not imagine living anywhere else. And to go even further, let us continue rebuilding the pathways to prosperity in the form of good-paying, family-supporting jobs. In New Jersey, we have always been the organized labor state. And more than anything, we are pro-union because we're pro-middle class. When workers are strong, middle-class families are strong, period. That's why during our time in office, as union jobs have declined on a national level, here in New Jersey, we've actually increased meaningfully our unionized workforce. Moreover, Amen. Amen. Moreover, we're also taking the lead in helping our workers to develop new skills so they can be more competitive in the labor market and ultimately earn higher wages. We have doubled the number of apprenticeship programs in New Jersey in fields like the life sciences, adult use cannabis, home health care, and renewable energy, to pick just a few fields. These programs are equipping our workers with the tools they need to outcompete anyone, and they're helping everyone, from displaced workers to recent graduates, find their ticket to a good-paying career. And perhaps most importantly, they are creating opportunities for veterans in our state like Eddie, who deserve every possible form of support and care that we can provide. God bless our veterans. Amen. Amen. You guys good? Crucially, these programs are also helping address our lingering shortage of critical workers, especially nurses and educators. With us today is Sabrina Charles, who I had the great honor of meeting a little while ago, who will be graduating in May. There she is, Sabrina, graduating. Graduating with honors, I might add, in May from the Rutgers School of Nursing. Sabrina is You may not be able to see it, but she's also flying the Rutgers colors as well here. Yeah, you are. Sabrina is doing her part to help resolve our nursing shortage, and we're going to keep doing our part to support many others like her who are pursuing a career of service. And with our student-teacher scholarships, we've already been providing financial support to more than 700 educators getting started in their careers. And in the years to come, we hope to support many more aspiring educators, like one of the folks joining us today, besides Sabrina, Jason Williams. Stand up and take a bow, Jason. He is a student at Keene University, and and he's already a member of the New Jersey Education Association. And Jason plans to serve our state as a special education teacher. We thank you, Jason. God bless you. And just as we are creating opportunities for the workers who are so critical to our society, we are equally committed to creating opportunities for small businesses that are so critical to our economy. Through our state's nation-leading pandemic relief and Main Street revitalization programs, we have invested nearly $1 billion into helping our small businesses stay afloat. These investments are not only helping our family-owned businesses survive in the short term, but thrive in the long term. In fact, since we entered office, nearly 60,000 new small businesses have opened their doors in the Garden State. And I could think of, thank you. And I could think of no better measure of our success than recently CNBC named New Jersey as the most improved state in America for business. With us today is Jose Flores, the general manager of El Gordo. Stand up and take a bow, Jose. So El Gordo is a chain of Peruvian restaurants that has been awarded more than $60,000 through the New Jersey Economic Development Authority. El Gordo was founded by a Latina entrepreneur named Monica Velas back in 1996, just years after she immigrated to the United States. And in the years since, it has become a community staple. In fact, they just opened their 4th location this past November in Union County. A little over a decade ago, Monica handed the keys to the business over to her daughter, Lizeth, who I was in touch with this morning, who is now carrying this proud family legacy forward. Immigrants and small business owners like Jose, Monica, and Lizeth are the backbone of New Jersey. We depend on them. We depend on them. So let's make sure that they can continue growing in the Garden State for generations to come. And as we continue growing our economy in a stronger, fairer direction, it is essential that it grows from a durable foundation. The fact is, it is hard to support the economy of tomorrow with last century's infrastructure. And that's why we're continuing to invest in the future of our transportation system at record levels. Just this past November, we officially broke ground on the Jersey side of the Hudson Tunnel Rail project. One of the biggest policy failures in our state's history was when the last administration abandoned this project. We are correcting that mistake. We are moving full speed ahead in completing the Hudson Tunnel Rail project. Now, what does that mean for you? Well, first of all, this project will improve reliability for our entire rail system. And in building these new tunnels, we're going to create roughly 70,000 good-paying union jobs. And once these tunnels are built, to give you just one example, commuters on the Raritan Valley Line will be able to catch their one-seat ride in and out of Manhattan during rush hour. I knew I'd get Westfield's attention there. Simply put, we are making it easier for families to get where they need to be when they need to be there so they can spend less time commuting and more time with their loved ones. Infrastructure is a perfect example of how the decisions we do or do not make will define the type of state we hand to our kids. The sad fact is, for a long time, Trenton was content with ignoring the fiscal elephants in the room: our debt, pension payments, funding for public schools, on and on and on. From day one, I have kept my promise that we would get our fiscal house in order, and we have. We have fully funded our state pension 3 years in a row, and soon we will make it 4. Getting a lot of support in the rafters. You folks are welcome to keep standing if you'd like. And we have secured 7 credit rating upgrades over the past 6 years. Let me put that into context. The last time New Jersey's credit rating was upgraded even once was 2005. And the last time before that, 1977. And this is bigger than just fiscal jargon. Those upgrades mean we can put money back in the pockets of our taxpayers. And don't take my word for it. The Office of Public Finance says that these upgrades will save taxpayers hundreds of millions of dollars over time if the state remains on a fiscally responsible course. In our complicated and ever-changing world, remaining on that responsible course has never been more important. And as long as I am governor, we will. But let us also recognize that responsible leadership is not only about economics. It is also about defending our fundamental freedoms. That is the promise of equal justice for all. That is the American promise. But in recent years, we have seen many states abandon that principle. We've seen a resurgent, radical, right-wing agenda that is hell-bent on coming after our fundamental rights. Voting rights, LGBT rights, reproductive rights, and explicitly the right to an abortion. There is no sugarcoating this. Women's health care in America is in a state of crisis. So when I talk about making New Jersey the best place to raise a family, that also means ensuring every woman has the freedom to start a family on their own terms. Here in New Jersey, before that dreadful Dobbs decision came down, we codified the right to an abortion. We had long ago restored funding for Planned Parenthood and family planning services after 8 years before us of zero funding. And later this year, thanks to the leadership of Senator Shirley Turner and Assemblywoman Verlina Reynolds Jackson's Trenton's own, we will take another step. Women will be able to walk into a New Jersey pharmacy and buy birth control without a prescription. Here in New Jersey, we understand that, as A. Philip Randolph said, and I quote him, "Freedom is never given, it is won." And we are winning freedoms for everyone. Because if lawmakers in states like Florida and Texas think they can rip away rights from our fellow citizens, we've got news for them: not in the Garden State. New Jersey will always be a safe haven for reproductive freedom, period. And guided by our values, today I am asking you to join me in doing more to protect reproductive rights. I'm calling again with respect on our legislature to pass a bill sponsored by Senate Majority Leader Teresa Ruiz and Assemblywoman Shanique Spate to scrap out-of-pocket costs for abortion procedures and to do all we can to protect patients and providers. Let us do this before the summer. We cannot lose any momentum in the fight for fundamental freedoms. And defending freedom also means ensuring our children and families feel safe on our streets and that they can live free of the fear of gun violence. And on that front, we have made vital progress in New Jersey. Just last week, we received word that in 2023, we saw our lowest number of shootings in nearly 15 years. Now, for those wondering how that could be, there is a simple explanation. It is because we have provided historic funding to community-based violence prevention efforts, empowering residents in cities like Newark, Patterson, Jersey City, and right here in Trenton, and more. It is because we have some of the strongest gun safety laws in America. And it is because we have some of the finest law enforcement officers in the United States, led by Attorney General Matt Platkin and the Superintendent of the State Police, Colonel Pat Callahan. As a result, we are saving lives and making New Jersey a safer place to raise a family. At the same time, in improving public safety, we are also taking steps to rebuild trust between law enforcement on the one hand and the communities they serve on the other. And I cannot underestimate the importance of faith leaders in that endeavor, and I thank each and every one of them. But we have more to do. We must continue reforming a justice system that has failed black and brown communities for far too long. That means undoing the damage of the failed war on drugs and helping our neighbors. Amen. And helping our neighbors who have been unjustly thrown behind bars to get back on track. In that spirit, and in the next few months, I will be announcing a new clemency initiative that will ensure we live up to our promise as the state for second chances. And reforming our criminal justice system strikes right at the heart of building a stronger and fairer New Jersey. We need to reject the notion that compassion comes at the cost of vigilance. Because today, thanks to our shared progress, New Jersey streets are safer, and we are building a more humane and more effective justice system. And of course, we are also defending the most basic freedom in our democracy, the right to vote. Thanks to our administration, voting has never been easier in New Jersey. Under the leadership of the Lieutenant Governor, also for 6+ years, our Secretary of State, Tahisha Wei, we have We have implemented automatic voter registration. We've instituted early in-person voting. We've established online voter registration. And we have restored voting rights to more than 80,000 of our neighbors on probation or parole. And just last week, I signed a bill authored by Senator Andrew Zwicker, who's in the House, allowing 17-year-olds to vote in primaries if they will be 18 by the time of the general election. Now, I hope we could take 2 more steps to invest in the long-term health of our state's democracy. First, I continue to support passing same-day voter registration in New Jersey. Nobody should ever be denied access to the ballot box because they missed a deadline or forgot to send in paperwork. Same-day voter registration will help prevent that, and it will empower every voter to have their say on Election Day. Additionally, today, again humbly, I'm also asking the legislature to send to my desk a voting rights bill that would allow 16 and 17-year-olds to vote in local school board elections. This is a proposal inspired by 2 bright young leaders with us today, Anjali Krishnamurti and Yenjae Hu. Stand up and take a bow, folks. They are the co-founders of Vote 16 NJ. And I want to thank in particular Senator Brian Stack for his leadership on this issue as well. Now, I know to some this proposal may sound unconventional, but voting is a lifelong habit. And studies show that if a person votes in one election, they are far more likely to turn out in the next election. So encouraging our young neighbors to engage with democracy is really about encouraging them to become lifelong voters. Honestly, when I see young leaders like Anjali and Yenjae, I cannot help but think, is it any surprise that New Jersey has the best public education system in the United States? And that, folks, is something that we can all be proud of. But it's a reputation we have to maintain by listening to our students, our educators, our parents, and putting their feedback into practice. So this year, with their insights in mind, I hope to work with educators and legislators to improve literacy rates among our children. We will be introducing new initiatives to teach our kids the fundamentals of reading, like sounding out letters and combining them into words. It is simple. An emphasis on phonics in reading instruction is essential to the lifelong success of our children. And it is essential to making New Jersey the best place anywhere to raise a child. Increasing literacy rates make New Jersey better, because reading books is always better than banning books. You'd rather ban them? And of course, as we invest in the future of our education system, we also need to make sure that once our kids receive their diploma, they have a world of opportunity right in front of them. And that brings me to perhaps the most exciting aspect of our state's future, our leadership in new and emerging industries. One of the hallmarks of our administration has been planting a flag in the industries of tomorrow. Just look at where New Jersey stands when it comes to one of the most promising and important sectors of all, renewable energy. We have set one of the most ambitious clean energy goals in the entire country, and it is a goal we remain firmly committed to, 100% clean energy by the year 2035. Now, This is not just about doing what is right for our planet, although it is. This is also about creating a generation of good-paying jobs in the industries that will literally power our future, like offshore wind and solar. And clean energy is just one example of how we are reclaiming our state's legendary legacy in innovation to create economic opportunities for all. It is that classic Jersey spirit of ingenuity and invention, and it is coming to life in new, inspiring ways up and down our state. You could see it in Fort Monmouth, where Netflix is building a state-of-the-art film production facility. You could see it in Jersey City, where SciTech City is bringing people and companies together to launch new industries. And you can see it in New Brunswick, where Bell Labs will soon begin a new generation of discovery in the Helix, a state-of-the-art hub for innovation. In just about every category, from life sciences to fintech, from film and television production to offshore wind, New Jersey is paving the way forward. Because innovation is both our heritage and our future. So now in 2024, it is time for New Jersey to lead the world once again in shaping a new, emerging realm with incredible promise: generative artificial intelligence. Today, with AI, I believe we are at the dawn of a new era, much like we were 30 years ago with the internet. Think about it this way. If a governor back in 1994 talked about the transformative potential for the internet, you might have yawned. Looking back, we have long since stopped yawning. And that is why I'm talking about generative AI today, because it is just as big and, frankly, overwhelmingly likely a whole lot bigger. And few places are better positioned to lead the way globally in AI than New Jersey. And truth is, we're already a leader in the field. Just last month, in partnership with Princeton University, we announced plans to create a new AI innovation hub. It will bring together researchers, industry leaders, thought leaders, world-leading academics, ethicists, and the public sector to advance developments in AI and incubate groundbreaking discoveries. And I want to give the CEO of the New Jersey Economic Development Authority, Tim Sullivan, and my Deputy Chief Policy Advisor, Carolyn Cannella, enormous credit for this partnership. And beyond our partnership with Princeton, our state is already home to some of the most talented thinkers and innovators in the realm of AI. Innovators working at the cutting edge, like one joining us today. Brian Venturo, the co-founder of CoreWeave, a global leader in AI infrastructure that began in a garage in suburban New Jersey. Brian, thank you, buddy. We wear CoreWeave's presence in Jersey as a badge of honor. And in AI, the cool thing is we're also fostering a new generation of innovators, like Alex Chen, a senior and valedictorian, I might add, at Newark's Technology High School. Yeah. Alex is headed to Carnegie Mellon this fall to study computer science with an emphasis on generative AI. Well done. Or, beside him, Andres Jaquez Cruz, a first-generation college student. He's also a Questbridge scholar, also from Newark, and he's on his way to MIT. And he is already using AI through his studies in robotics. In New Jersey, we stand alone when it comes to our potential to pioneer game-changing innovation. We have more scientists and engineers per square mile than anywhere in the world. We have some of the most renowned institutions of higher education in the world, and we are the medicine chest to the world. We may be a small state geographically, but we have always thought and acted big. And it is time to start thinking and acting big about generative AI. So today, we are setting a bold new goal to galvanize innovators across the Garden State and beyond. Here in New Jersey, we are announcing an AI moonshot. 63 years ago, President John F. Kennedy declared that we would put a man on the moon by the end of the decade. Well, today our state is lifting off to explore the furthest reaches of science in our time. With New Jersey's AI moonshot, our mission is for our state's top minds to pioneer a series of AI-powered breakthroughs over the next decade that will change the lives of billions with a B for the better. Our state government will be a catalyst for bringing together innovators and leaders to invest in research and development and ultimately establish New Jersey as the home base for AI-powered game changers. From revolutionizing the discovery of new drugs and medical treatments to creating new personalized education tools that can dramatically improve literacy rates and math skills. Whatever the challenge, we're going to harness generative AI to unlock a new generation of possibilities. With our state's talent, our resources, and our thriving innovation ecosystem, we are going to pioneer breakthroughs, and not for the benefit of a small group of stakeholders, but for the benefit of everyone. New jobs, new commercial opportunities, you name it. And today I am thrilled to share the news that New Jersey's Chief Innovation Officer, Beth Novak, will help lead this endeavor as New Jersey's first ever Chief AI Strategist. Congratulations, Beth. And thanks to Beth and our Chief Technology Officer, Chris Ryan, we have already begun training thousands of our government workers to use generative AI to help New Jerseyans access benefits and services far more efficiently, far more easily, and that scope will only grow in years to come. One last thought as it relates to AI. I realize that with new innovations come new fears. How many times have we been told that some new tech platform would change the way we live, only for it seemingly to make things worse? So it is only reasonable for folks to ask, why will AI be any different? Well, here is how I see it. The future of generative AI has yet to be written, and New Jersey can be the author. And this is not just an economic opportunity for our families. It is, frankly, an imperative. Because if we do not take the lead on AI, I guarantee you someone else will. And our nation's competitors, like the People's Republic of China, are already working feverishly to own the future of this realm. No one really knows, no matter how big an expert they might be, what the road ahead will look like. But here is the road that I envision. It is a road that heads right down Route 1, New Jersey's corridor of innovation, lined with the names of venerated institutions like Rutgers, Bell Labs, and Princeton. I see a future in which New Jersey's top minds harness AI to discover new cures for debilitating diseases, giving healthcare workers more opportunities and not fewer. I see a future in which our innovators use AI to discover new methods for combating climate change and caring for our ecosystems, creating jobs, not killing them. And I see a future in which every student can receive a world-class education tailored literally to their unique needs instantaneously, uplifting educators and not replacing them. So to every innovator out there, to the visionaries who believe generative AI has the potential to improve the lives of billions, for all those dreamers hungry to usher in a new age of hope, and prosperity, consider this your invitation. Join us in New Jersey. And to everyone in New Jersey, especially those who are understandably skeptical about what AI could mean for them, and especially to our working families who are anxious about the future, who have been let down before, here is my message to you. We are going to make generative AI work not for the few, but for you. Because that is how we make New Jersey the best place to grow up, settle down, and raise a family. Together, we are doing the hard work to get through hard times. Together, we're building a New Jersey that is better today and brighter tomorrow. A state with lower taxes and higher wages for working families. A state where nobody goes bankrupt because they sought life-saving health care, and where everybody has a safe, affordable place to call home. Where every child can receive the world's best education from pre-K right up through college. Where people's freedoms, from who you love to how you worship to when you start a family, are protected. And a state where the industries of tomorrow take root and new opportunities bloom for every worker of all backgrounds. Because from day one, the vision has been to grow New Jersey from the bottom up and the middle out, to live up to the promise of equity, opportunity, and hope for all. Together, we're going to continue facing our toughest challenges with honesty and optimism. And we're going to leave our kids a state that is better than we found it. A state where you can afford to live your working years and your golden years. And a state that affords you every opportunity in the world. And most of all, a state that is more affordable for more families. Simply a New Jersey that is the best place anywhere to raise a family. Let me be absolutely clear about the state of our state. New Jersey is stronger and fairer than ever before. Thank you all so much. God bless you and your families, and may God continue to bless the great state of New Jersey and the United States of America. Thank you. Thank you.